Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are going to draw herbs, and I'm trying to cover almost whatever I can in today's video, and you can definitely take inspiration from these and you can try to cover many more because few of them are quite similar to each other. So let's start with the first one. I am using 03 needle pen, and for few I don't need pencil mark or guideline, so I'm directly started with the pen. So first herb is rosemary, and you can create a string like this. I'm creating two lines to create one single string, and then you can start creating the rosemary leaf. So it is simple, just a little longer teardrop kind of shape you can say, or maybe you can say a longer leaf having little bit a rounded pattern at the tip. And when you're doing these leaves are simple to draw, right? But you need to do a little bit of a crisscross pattern, like one leaf is crossing another one, little bit of overlapping, so that it is nicer to see rather than keeping things in a two-dimensional. So whenever you try to overlap things, it is always better. So I have created leaves like this throughout my string. Now you can see couple of them are definitely crossing each other, so that's the point we need to take care of, and keep doing it. Few are a little bigger, few are smaller, and something like this I did for the first one, and it is very simple to draw. So we're done with the first one. This one is the rosemary. Now let's move to the next one. So for the second one as well, we don't need any pencil mark, and for this one as well you can create a string like this. You can have multiple string to make it a little bushier, so I'm creating two for now. And then you can start creating small leaf from a single note in all the direction. So something like this you will get at the end. So basically I am creating some random small leaf kind of pattern, and basically all the leaves are emerging from the same note and creating something like this, and it is pretty simple to draw, right? So this is the thyme, and maybe we can have one more string here to make it a little bushier. So I'm adding one more string here, and it is very simple to draw. This one is the simplest one, I guess, or maybe dill is also very simple, although I'm not going to cover dill in this particular video. Now let's do the third one. So for the third one I'm creating a leaf like this, little rounded, little longer and wider as well. You can have many more like these. I'm creating three for now, and these are the sage. So pretty simple to draw. As a basic drawing, it is very simple, a leaf kind of shape like this, creating a line in the center. And because we are only interested in drawing, I'm going to add a little bit of texture at one side of the leaf, so I'm adding these lines. The closer these lines you will create, the darker shade you will get. And again, it is totally depend on you whether you want to fill the whole area with these lines or you want to keep little bit of area blank. So these kind of things you can do to beautify this sage. So at one side I have created lines like these, and at another side of the leaf you can do two things. Either you can do a stippling. So I'm doing stippling like this. So stippling means creating dots, and the density of dot depends upon how much darkness you needed. So if you need little darker color, you can add more dots in that particular area. So keep adding it, although this is little hectic and time consuming as well, because adding these dots is sometimes monotonous and hectic. So you can do is you can either create like this, dotted line and solid line, both. So rather than creating only solid line, I am adding dotted line and then finishing it with solid line like this. So this is also something you can try. So it is totally up to you which version you like the most, and you can do something like this. So we are done with the third one as well. So these three are pretty simple to draw, right? Now let's do the fourth one. So for the fourth one, I'm using pencil to create the basic guideline. So you can create a string first as usual, and then you can start creating a oval kind of shape like this in a triangle form. So basically it is a one leaf. Right now we are doing everything smooth, so smooth oval shape, because this is only the guideline, and then later on we are going to add serration into it, because these are the coriander leaves. So coriander leaf, as you have seen, having multiple serration into it, and one leaf might have deep serration as well. So those things we need to do while tracing it. So now I am tracing every oval shape that I have created, but while tracing I'm adding the serration into it. So serration means basically a zigzag pattern. So once you have a guideline, it is easier for you to understand how you like to see the whole leaf. So I'm repeating the same thing what we are doing for the few leaves that we have, adding serration. Sometimes you can add a little deep serration as well to finish, and likewise you need to do it for all the sections that you have. And at the end, if you want, either you can do some hatching, you can do some cross hatching around the leaf area to get little darker texture and pattern. So for the coriander, I'm keeping it simple and I'm adding diagonal line from both sides. So you can have one straight line and then diagonal line around it. And same thing you can try for the parsley as well, because it is similar to coriander, I guess. So that is something you can definitely try. Now let's do the another one. So this one is the basil. So basil leaf is basically a little bigger at the base, so bigger leaf. You can also have different perspective, and as you're moving towards the upward direction, you can keep the leaf size little smaller. These leaves are smooth and something like this. I have created a simple composition. Now let's trace everything quickly, and we are going to create some kind of extra detailing into it. And this simple detailing for the leaf is creating diagonal line both the side, but you can also try something else just to see how this is going to look like. So for the basil, I am going to do some cross hatching, and you will also understand what is cross hatching is actually. So first we are going to create some parallel line like these. I am keeping these lines at distance because I don't want too overpowering texture. And then I also did some cross hatching. So cross hatching means creating cross line around those parallel line, and you will get something like this, a little different texture, right? So you can definitely try different kind of texture and pattern into your leaf area to see how these are looking with different pattern altogether. So for this particular one, I did some cross hatching, and for the coriander we did some diagonal line. So, and we are done with this one as well. We are almost done, and last leaf I'm going to cover is mint. So mint is also simple leaf only, having multiple nodes, and multiple leaves are emerging from that particular node, like basil we can say, but having serration around the edge. So that's the difference. So let's do the last one. Again, creating a string, creating an oval shape to create a leaf around that particular area. So you can define your composition in this particular step, and keep doing it until you're satisfied. So I'm creating something like this, 3 nodes, a leaf having in a different direction, and then with the help of pen you can start adding serration into it, and keep doing it for all the leaves that you have, adding a center line in the center. So we need to repeat the same thing for all the sections that we have created, almost like a coriander you can say, or basil you can say. Few difference, you can have many more like these. So these are the mint, and for shading and detailing, either you can do diagonal line, you can do some cross hatching, you can do hatching like we did for the other herbs that we have. But for this one, what I'm thinking is to create a tree branch kind of pattern. So basically a leaf vine that we usually see into the leaf area. So I'm keeping it simple and adding some vine kind of pattern into the leaf area. Now we are done with the drawing, but last thing what I like to do is adding some more texture and darker color with the biggest pen that I have. So this one is the almost like a brush pen, so you can use brush pen as well. And with this particular pen I'm just going around adding little bit extra texture which is darker in color obviously. And I don't know, whenever I add these things at the end, I feel I'm enhancing my drawing in a little better way. So I like to do something like this, although it is optional. If you don't like it, don't do it. And another thing we need to take care of is do not overdo this particular step, because adding too much dark color might ruin your structure. So I usually like to do something like this, but very randomly, and in a very few area wherever I feel like I can add a little darker color, I do something like this. And adding these definitely enhance your drawing. As you can see, mine are far better than the previous, right? So you can see this basil itself. So once we are done with this particular step, you will see a very drastic change into the drawing itself. So you can definitely try something like this. And that's all we needed. This is the last step. So hope this video is easy and simple to follow. And please do let me know if you have any feedback for me. And thank you so much for watching my videos. See you all in the next video with one more simple tutorial.